Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and today I'm here to bring you guys a new Naruto manga 663 prediction. And can the Naruto manga get any hotter than it is right now? I mean, seeing both Naruto and Sasuke on the verge of death at the same time, I can't even figure out a way for them to get out of this situation exactly. At least, not anything based on the things that Kishimoto's shown us so far as, their different abilities are concerned. So, we definitely overdue for a power up right now. But before I get into all that, let's do the synopsis like I usually do. Now, of course, the chapter starts off with us seeing Naruto and Sasuke, a color spread of well, first we get to see a color spread of like seeing like kind of like a Robo Naruto, or he's fighting against these different robots. But then right after that, we see a color page where we see Madara, of course, and then we see Naruto basically passed out, and then Sasuke in the next panel, blood coming out of his mouth. So we can all confirm this now. That was not a Genjutsu. I mean, maybe someone could say maybe Madara is stuck in Izanami. Maybe he thought he won, and then next chapter, Sasuke's gonna appear, in the same position and try to attack him again. And it really could be Izanami, but I doubt it. And for a number of different reasons. But anyway, we know he didn't use Izanagi. And basically, from that point on, Toby Rama goes on talking about, I never thought you would stoop this low. Which that line to me kind of seemed like, I mean, I don't see how Toby Rama really could think that, considering the fact that Madara has done all this other crazy stuff, instigated a war and stuff. So I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be too far gone for him to go ahead and just stab Sasuke like it's nothing. But probably the more exciting parts of the chapter, aside from the tension with seeing Sasuke, of course, on the verge of death, we see Spyro Zetsu make his reappearance again. And, of course, he's cracking the same type of jokes, but he's actually pretty darn powerful. I didn't expect for him to be on the level that he actually is, because although it doesn't look like exactly like the Thousand Hand Buddha, and the reason why I said exactly like is because you have to go back and look at the Thousand Hand Buddha. I actually went back to the chapter that Hashirama, used it, and this looks like it has, less arms than the Hashirama's. I mean, it looks like it's generally close to maybe around the same size, sort of, but Hashirama's was definitely a lot bigger and definitely, seemed like it had a lot more striking power. I mean, it beat the crap out of the Nine Tails, and on top of that, tore apart Perfect Susanoo. And so, I mean, I think if this was the, Hashirama Thousand Hand Buddha, like the complete one, then it probably the alliance would already be gone. I mean, I would probably say maybe it's like the 100 Hand Buddha, something, probably like a lower version of it, since Hashirama did use Senjutsu to use it. But that still doesn't mean that Spyro Zetsu isn't ultra powerful, because then he used some kind of elemental combination, and then we have the third Hokage who jumps in, encounters that. The alliance, they're completely out of chakra. Sakura even complains about that Tsunade and them need to take the offense, because at this point their healing juices aren't really making any use. Which I definitely would have to agree with that, because it's like, okay, you're just healing fodder to get up and then go back to their death again, like just die. So anyway, we have Gara come in, bring Naruto, and ask Sakura to heal, or ask Tsunade, and then Tsunade says Sakura can do it. Then they take, like, I think, Gara, he's headed somewhere. We don't know exactly where. I still say that he's probably headed somewhere towards maybe the Shinju, since they're right by the Shinju. Maybe to get, eat that fruit that the Sage Six Paths mother had. They gave her, like, that godlike power. I mean, he could either do that or go to the Yin Nine Tails. And the Yin Nine Tails, the reason why that is an option, or probably maybe a more likely option, is because, okay, Naruto, lost the Nine Tails before, but this is the other half of the Nine Tails. Maybe somehow that can, I guess, help him out and save him from dying, by becoming a Jinchuriki once again. Now, granted, I do think he's going to get the other half of the Nine Tails, but it still comes into question, even if he gets it, how the heck can they win? I mean, Madara now has a complete Jubi that he hasn't summoned it yet, but, he still has all the Tail Beast in there. So there's not really much the Alliance can do, even if Naruto gets back up on his feet. And at the same time, Sakura, she's trying to heal him, save him from dying, but, that's not really having much effect. So I definitely feel like, we're going to get some powers pretty soon. And after that, I think Hinata tried going after them too. Hinata, she had a little moment in the chapter, a little panel time. And of course, she's, a little bit distraught about it. And we even see Karin, she's extremely distraught because she's basically sensing that Sasuke's on the verge of death, which still comes into the question. Karin, didn't Sasuke try to kill you before? You're more upset than he was when shoot he freaking stabbed you. He didn't. He left you for dead. In fact, he told Sakura, finish Karin off. So I'm like, I'm surprised she's so distraught about it. Like, I never will get Karin as a character. I never understand why she's like that. And sometimes Sakura even too. Sakura is slightly more understandable, but Karin, I'm like, oh my goodness. But anyway, basically the cliffhanger, heading towards the end of the chapter, we see Sasuke, laying on the ground, Madara going on about, how he can tell that Sasuke was looking forward to something, but, pretty much is the end for him. And, then we have Sasuke talking about, I wanted to become Hokage so I can show them what a true Hokage is. And then that's when, I think that's when, because I don't have the chapter directly in front of me, that's when we see the end of the chapter where Sakura and Karin basically say simultaneously, if this keeps up, both of them will die. And that's the end. And basically, here's my thoughts on everything. First off, I want to say the chapter, I definitely liked, the pacing a lot in this week's chapter because, we finally got to see what the Alliance was doing. They weren't just standing around like I thought they were. We have even, I don't want to consider Spyro Zetsu a new character, but at the same time I do because, he does have a different personality than, the normal Zetsu. So, you know, we have, another character join the fray and start, fighting against the Alliance and actually is a pretty credible threat. So it actually can give maybe one of the Hokages a shine, such as the third Hokage, and maybe see what he was capable of doing, when he has like unlimited chakra. Because I feel like him having unlimited chakra is probably virtually the same thing as him being in his prime. When people talk about, I want to see what Prime Hiruzen can do, well, I think this is basically what you're gonna see. I mean, even though he's in an old, technically, he still looks old. I still think he's gonna be capable of doing the things that he wasn't capable of shortly before he died. Because the reason why he couldn't do those things was because he barely had any chakra left. So anyway, we can see a fight with Spyro Zetsu and thirds. I like that part of the chapter that we got to see what the Alliance was doing, and they are wearing down now, so you can definitely see, okay, now the Alliance, they're on their last legs. Naruto and Sasuke are laid out, and it really raises the tension a lot throughout the chapter, especially with the cliffhanger, seeing as how both of Naruto and Sasuke are unconscious now. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I still think Sasuke's gonna get the Rinnegan. I mean, there's possibly maybe he'll get some other specific eye jutsu or something that maybe, the Sage Six Path's or not the Sage Six Path's son, the Uchiha ancestor, what he had, which his eyes look a little bit different. But I'm thinking Rinnegan is also a possibility as well, considering the fact that he has Hashirama's chakra, so that's one requirement for the Rinnegan. He is an Uchiha. On top of that, he has the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and just to add to all that, he also is on the verge of death right now. So I feel like, okay, they're kind of, I guess the requirements for Rinnegan kind of feel like they've been set a little bit. So I'm expecting, especially since he's saying, I'm not going to die this, and this, Sasuke has a pretty strong will that we're going to get the Rinnegan pretty soon, at least. As for Naruto, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's going to head to that tree. I know I said this last week. I think he's going to get to that tree. He's going to eat the fruit, and obviously get a power up from there. If that doesn't happen, probably get the Yin Nine Tails, which is probably more likely, but I'm still betting more on Kishimoto throwing us a twist and just taking us to the Shinju, because that would be something that I'm pretty sure some out there, or a lot of people, wouldn't necessarily expect to be the more likely thing. Kind of like when writers throw you curveballs. So that's what I'm hoping that's the case, is that he gets a power up to that. Not exactly sure what will become of Naruto, but obviously they're going to need enough power to beat Madara, because Madara, again, has a complete Jubi right now. What can they do? If he seals it in his body, it's game over. Plus, once he gets the other Rinnegan, I mean, they can't even handle him in one. So, I don't know. I mean, one thing I want to warn everybody, next week, there is going to be no chapter of Naruto. It's going on break. From what I heard, this is just me seeing stuff on the internet. I don't know if this is just a rumor, if this is untrue or not, but Kishimoto, lost his father or something, I think. I saw that on, like like a picture of a tweet that I guess somebody posted in Japan that was supposed to work with Kishimoto or something. So I just want to let everybody know that we won't be getting it. That's the reason why we're going on break next week. Or I think that's the possibility why we're going on break next week. But I know we are on break. Yeah, next chapter. Still saying Renegon, but I'm also gonna say, as far as what we're probably gonna get, we're probably gonna get them both simultaneously. Maybe Gar gives Naruto the fruit and Sasuke gets his Renegon. So they're probably both gonna get power ups in the same chapter, whether it's next chapter or the week after that, because they're like Kishimoto's even said it before that when he's actually showcasing one character, like when he's dealing with Naruto's character, he's also changing Sasuke's character. So they grow together. They're like yin and yang. So they're gonna whenever they get their power ups, they're gonna get them simultaneously. I don't think they're just gonna get healed and wake up for nothing. They're putting a lot of pressure on them. The tension's rising a lot right now, and the sense of danger is increasing. But if there is one thing that we still need to question right now in the manga, Guy, why aren't you using the 8 gates? The tension's not going to get any higher. It's the end of the world right now. I'm just waiting. I don't. Like you told Lee to protect something that's important. That's when you use the gates. I don't know. My chapter rating this week, for everything, because I thought pretty much I didn't really have any issues with it too much. I don't know if I want to consider this like a legendary chapter. Maybe next week will be, but definitely was a darn good chapter. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a Kage level rating. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you agree with my opinion? Is there something in particular that you think is gonna happen next week? But just inform me, tell me what you think. Have a conversation about it in the comment section, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you